yeah, and we have an active community of 1,000+ over our social media. So that includes our Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp channels. And if you have any queries related to anything, just drop down us a message over the group or our personal chats, and we'll help you out as much as we could. I would like to introduce you to the panel for today. So that's me. I'm Laksha, the president of ISA. We have Archie, who's the vice president internal, Sahil, who's the vice president external, Kavya, who's our treasurer, Hasti, the director of student affairs, and Uddhav, Divya, and Vedant are our senior advisors. And they have been part of the core committee for the past years of ISA, and they'll be advising us on anything that is. Moving ahead, so the agenda for today is finance, specifically student loans that we'll be discussing, then the on-campus jobs that will be there, and traveling to Blacksburg, how you can come to Blacksburg. So moving ahead with finance, we discussed in our last webinar on assistantships, which are GRA, GPA, and self-funding finances. So if you want to see the recording for that, it's available on our link tree. The QR code for that will be shown at the very end. Moving ahead, student loans. So I would like to introduce Mr. Utkarsh from Empower Financing. So we have partnered with Empower to make your finances easier, and hope this goes well. Utkarsh, over to you.
Thank you so much, Lakshya. If you can give me access to screen sharing, I have a quick presentation for everybody who's joined the session today. Yeah, thank you. Meanwhile, till the time I'm doing all the sharing stuff, I have a quick poll for all the participants. I do see a lot of parents as well in the audience. So please feel free to answer these questions. Lakshya, I believe the poll is launched, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so there are 3 small questions. If you guys can quickly answer that. And meanwhile, I'll share my screen. All right, so I do see that there are 48 people, minus some from Virginia Tech student group. But yeah, please go ahead and answer these. We'll just use 10 seconds and then close this poll so that we can go to the main items for today. Cool. 3, 2, 1. All right, so let's look at the poll quickly. We have like 38 people who answered the poll, out of which I'll quickly share this as well so that you guys can also view it. Number 1, majority of the people are excited. That's great. We just want to hear that. Please be excited. Definitely. There are going to be people who are nervous, scared about this. And yeah, curiosity is always great. Like it helps you to find new ways, answers to your questions. About financing, which our session is about. So majority of you see, I can see like you've already sorted on your financing options. 2 of you still figuring out, and 6 are still confused. I hope these 8 people, I can help you today. And yeah, main item for today and tomorrow, it's India versus Pakistan. So just another match. Why? Like it's be excited, guys. Like it's India versus Pakistan. It's happening in US. Like soon you guys would be there, right? So stay excited. Like hopefully India is going to win. We broke the streak in between, but we are back on track. And one of the international student, as you guys know, actually helped US clinch the victory over Pakistan. A few hours ago. So yeah, you could be the next one joining the US team. It's all possible. All right, so I'll quickly dive to the presentation now. And not take much of a time. So I'll quickly run through the presentation first, and then save most of the time today that we have, like in case you guys have any questions. So number one, like, who am I? My name is Utkarsh. I work with Empower Financing. I have been a part of Empower Financing for almost 2.5 years now. I work as a senior growth marketing analyst with Empower Financing. It has been a great journey supporting international students. I see a lot of you here, but we have proudly helped more than 13,000 students in the past 13 years from across 180 countries to fulfill their dreams about international education. We do it in multiple ways, but I'll start with like who exactly is Empower so that to set some context for all of you. So Empower is a lender which focuses on students which have high potential, just like you, who have high employability, but are left or are ignored by traditional financing firms because maybe like your parents do not have a particular background, or your whole family does not have any sufficient funding behind you to help you in this process. But that's where Empower comes in, uh, because we understand a lot of you are going to be future engineers or future Nobel Prize winners, and we want to be in this journey with you and help recognize your challenge. All right. Sorry for the interruption. It's a quick commercial break. But how Empower is different from other lenders is number one, we use a quick algorithm which is based upon, which is number one, not based upon the credit history of the student, but it's completely dependent upon the future earning potential of the student. All right. And apart from that, we Empower partners with the schools that you want to take admissions in directly, so that number one, we can reduce the cost of borrowing for you without charging any processing fees, etc., and also be there and make the process quicker for you right when you need the funding. So that's a quick introduction about who Empower is. uh, Going next, a quick intro, diving more about introduction. Empire is a brainchild of these two guys, Manus Majda, who was an international student from France, and Mike Davis, who happened to be an international student, or rather a refugee student who came to US for his dream education. So when these guys came to US, they pretty much struggled around finding education for their international education or higher education that they wanted to pursue. Time went by. 12 years later, Manu's sister, who was also an international student in US, faced similar challenges where there was no structured bank to help them in finding uh, loans for their education. Rather, she even struggled further because she couldn't find an apartment without a co-signer. So that's when Empower Financing was born. Yeah, that's where it all started about Empower Financing. So Empower Financing was born to challenge the traditional banking system, as I mentioned already, who were quite redundant upon that the student needs to be from a particular background, or they need to have a certain family type, then only their a loan would be processed. So it started from a room, as you can see on the screen, with two fresh graduates from a US education system, so naive that they even went and printed flexes which were way higher than them, than their size. So that's a humble beginning of Empower Financing, and moving like to where we are right now. So Empower Financing is a US based firm which has been in business for past 10 years, based out of Washington, D.C., which offers a funding program for international students like you to help you in this journey by offering loans and other financial services such as scholarships, which you can avail throughout the year. And we have scholarships worth $120,000 that we give out throughout the year. I'll be talking more about that in the coming section. So, as I mentioned, Empower has been in business for the past uh, 10 years now, and we have been an enabler for fulfilling dreams for a lot of international students like you, not just from India, but from more than 180 countries. Yeah. So quickly, what makes Empower different from any other lender? I've been talking a lot about banking system, but how exactly we are different. So number one, Empower offers no cosigner or no collateral loans. So just to break it down, you won't be asked for anything around giving up your property for mortgage or bringing in your family member to act as a guarantor for you. As an international student, it's just going to be based upon your profile. Uh, where you're going to study, what course you are enrolling in, what is going to be your future earning potential. And that's where we decide whether the student would get a loan or not. The interest rate that we offer would be fixed. So right at the beginning of the loan process, you'll be told, okay, this is going to be your interest rate. And for the next 10 years of the repayment, irrespective of how bad the market goes, it's going to be the same. And a lot of cases we have seen that as soon as you join your job, you get a great bonus, and a lot of students decide to repay their loan. So in case you are in that situation, please go ahead, repay your loan. You won't be charged any prepayment penalty that we generally see with a lot of banks. And lastly, the loan that you get would be in dollars. So irrespective of again bringing that market situation, how the market behaves, it's going to be the same for you. So let's suppose in 2024 you took up a loan of X amount, and Y is going to be the interest rate. You'll know how much you need to repay in the next 10 years. It's going to be the same for you in the next 10 years. And since the amount would be in dollars, so uh, while you're repaying the loan in dollars, you're also building a US credit history, which would eventually help you in building your credit history and finding credit card or banking system or even SIM card based upon what your need is. Because US system, it would require you to have a particular uh, credit history in place. Then only you can go ahead and avail the services. So for Empire, the loan limit that we offer ranges from $2,000 to $100,000, which is equally split between your semesters, so that you are not charged extra for the amount that you have requested. For the loan, uh, as I mentioned, number one, it's split. Second is the overall decision is based on the earning potential. So in case let's suppose you have asked for a amount which might not be sufficient for your course or the living expenses, but still you want to avail more loan. If it's within the 100,000 limit, you can go ahead and ask for more. And for the loan that we offer, it's not just for your tuition fees, but it also covers additional items such as living expenses or let's suppose your stationery items. So you can avail all of it. And when the amount is dispersed, it goes directly to the school account. So you don't have to pay any additional uh, price with regards to conversion or any other process fees that is required while giving the fees to the school. As I mentioned, it's not just the loan that we offer, but Empower also has additional services that helps you in your financing journey, starting with our Refer a Friend program, which is uh, if you in case of your journey, if you have this a friend or a family member who also wants to come to US or Canada for their education, you can refer them and you earn $300 on every successful referral. When I'm saying successful referral, it basically means the person takes up the loan from Empire and you get $300 for that. And in return, the person who's being referred by you also ends up getting $100 for the referral that you made. Talking about our scholarships, so Empire, as I mentioned, offers scholarships worth $150,000 throughout the year. There are particular segments into that. I'll be talking next about that. And then for all our customers, there is a program called Path to Success, where we offer services such as employment services, visa services, which our customers can avail once they become Empower customers. And some of these services might be free, some of them subsidized because of our partner relations. Yeah. So quickly diving into the scholarship program that I was talking about. So this is a snapshot of 4 scholarships that we have, but in total, Empire has close to 6 to 7 scholarships that we offer across the year. Every month, we offer a minimum of $3,000 for the winners, and eventually it can go max up to $10,000 for the winners based upon different type of scholarships. I'd like to use this platform to inform all of you that we have recently launched exclusive scholarship for Indian students, as you'll see on the screen, which is called Udan India Scholarship. So if you are a student who is enrolled in a STEM program, you can go ahead and apply for this scholarship. And but it doesn't mean that if you apply for one scholarship, you cannot apply for others. Please go ahead and apply for others. You are eligible for all. And even if you are not an Empower customer and you are studying at Virginia Tech or you are enrolled in Virginia Tech, you can go ahead and apply. We have our applications open for across all the scholarships right now. If you have your admission confirmed, you can go ahead and apply. Only term and condition over here is if you're selected as a winner, for which you have to submit an application and an essay with it, you would need to submit a copy of your visa as well. So if you're sure that your visa is resolved, you have admission secured, you can go ahead and apply. Again, it's a free scholarship. Please go ahead and apply so that you can just support your education. Also, in case you are taking a loan from Empire or even outside, or even from your dad, you can return some money back with the help of scholarship, or even use that money in your day-to-day operations. Uh, for this also, if you're selected as winner, we'll ask for proofs to verify your admission and stay in US, and the money would be sent to the school. And the student, if you are a winner, you can go ahead to the school financial aid office and ask for a reimbursement, and you'll get the whole money in your account. Moving next, talking about our Path to Success program. As I mentioned, there are that is helping the student finding a job in US, finding internship. We do not have our own job portal, but we have partners. So if you'll visit our website, you'll find a partner with the name of F1 Hire, who specializes in who's first of all linked with 5 major platforms based out of US, such as LinkedIn, etc. And it will help you figure out or build your profile for to search for an internship and later for a job in US. Second is for immigration. We again have partners. So in case you need visa assistance, we have partners in place. They can offer their services to you at discounted price. And also the support letter, which is issued by Empire, can be used as a proof of funding during your visa process. And lastly, financial planning. We have partners in place for that as well, such as Sprint Tax, who help you figure out your taxes while in school or even after that. So if you have a problem, we have a solution. We have a partner for that. And also, like I'll utilize this platform to also inform about ongoing. I'm sorry, it says May 31st over there, but we have extended this offer. So if you start your application today using the QR over there, if you take the disbursement from Empire, you get $200 extra on your loan amount. You get a bonus of $200. What you need to do is when you start the application, you'll see a section which says promo code. Just go on it and enter the code which says get ready 200 for your application and just proceed. As soon as you do that, the the coupon would be applied to your profile, and once you opt for the disbursement, it would be added to your loan amount. Yeah, so that's pretty much up. That's my profile over there. That's my email ID. Uh, why this partnership is also great in a sense for all of you is because let's suppose you are a student over here. You start a loan application with Empire, and you're facing any kind of difficulty, you can reach out to the ISA or me directly, and we can fast track your application. That's a special offering for ISA members who are part of the session, or even one not in the session but have opted for the process with Empower Financing. We can offer a fast track application process, so that in case you are in the process for your visa or you want to finalize your admission, you you will have your application expedited and you can finalize things on time. So that's it for the presentation. I can take questions now. Laksh, I hope I am on time.
Yeah. So there are two questions in the Q&A section. So the first one is, will you be sharing this deck? So yes, we would be. Of course, you'll share it with us, and we'll have it in the same folder for some of it matches with the rest of the presentation. And the second question is, person is a US citizen, so can he or she apply for a loan?
So Kshitij, right? So definitely, even if you are a citizen from US or Canada, you can go ahead and apply. And Can US students who are from? Yes. So irrespective of where you are, you just need to prove. You need to submit a proof of your citizenship, and you can go ahead and apply. Like as I mentioned, Empire is almost active, or uh, I mean, 190 is a number. We just want to be safe due to Google terms and be on the safer side to assume like the number of countries. But almost all the countries that are there on this planet, we are active over there. You can just go ahead and apply. Uh, you just need to submit a proof of your citizenship. That's it. Any other question about the process, uh, documents, scholarship? If you guys like to ask anything? All right, no worries. We'll be sharing this deck with you, so you'll get my email ID. And apart from that, I'm there on. Okay, one more question. What would the indicator? Okay, with indicative, are you talking about the range, or what do you mean over here? Yeah, so I think there are two interest rate related questions. So Empire interest rate is actually it starts from 12.99%. Uh, and apart from that, we do offer a discount of 0.25% eventually. And it's going to be the it's going to be fixed interest rate. So as I mentioned, 10 years down the line when you're doing your repayment, it's still going to be the same for you.
I think a person had raised their hand. Krishna. Uh, you guys can unmute yourself or raise your hand if you have a question. We can go ahead with that process as well. Anyone? We have some questions.
Krishna, we do offer loan for bachelor students as well. Uh, you can go ahead and apply. What I would suggest for the course, because this is a mixed case, so I'm not sure about this, and I do not want to give any wrong prediction over here. But our overall eligibility for the loan is that you need to be in the final 2 years of the course, right? So if it's a bachelor course, which might be like for 3 years, then you can apply for the loan in the final 2 years. But let's suppose you are in a master's course, which is like for 16, 17 months, which comes under the 2 year duration, you can just apply. Uh, what I would recommend is for your course, if you can use this link, visit our eligibility page through this QR and just check your eligibility over here based upon the course that you're opting for. So you'll get a better picture about how can you proceed with the loan. Right? I hope that answers your question. Yes, Prasad. So if you use the QR and go to the landing page, you will end up on the when you'll end up on the page, you just need to scroll down and you'll find a loan calculator over here over there. So it's there. Uh, Launch, there's no particular criteria. The only like there are one major criteria is that you need to be enrolled in one of the Empire eligible school. So Empire works with more than 400 schools across US and Canada, majority US. So Virginia Tech is definitely one. If you are a student over there, click, you can apply. Second is you are an international student. So if you are going to US and to study, you automatically become an international student. So these are the two basic criteria. Apart from that, the overall analysis for your profile is done on the basis of the essay. So just like any SATs or any other functional properties that is offered by US, Empire also asks for essay entries. So based upon the quality of the essay, the story that you're trying to tell, the examples that you're giving in the essay, your profile will be analyzed, and if the review teams find it well, you'll be selected. For each scholarship, we offer at least three three winners. So three scholarships are given at least for all, and then there are different scholarships where we have more than three. So the India scholarship that I was talking about, we have a grand prize of $10,000, whereas we have opportunity for 10 other winners as well who can win $1,000 each. So there's a lot in plate if you go and apply over there. Yes, Prasad, as I mentioned, you can even if if you're going for undergraduate program, you can go and apply for the loan. It's just that if if the program extends for more than 2 years, then you will be only given loan for the final 2 years. That's an undergraduate criteria because most of the master course are within 2 years. Shushmita, the interest rate would be calculated right from the very first year. So unlike the conventional banking system who say, okay, you finish your education and then you can repay the amount or then only we'll charge the interest rate. Somewhere where that system is not well is that they do not talk about the hidden prices. So something that I like to be transparent about is Empire interest rate is charged from the very first year of disbursement. Second is the repayment also starts while you're in school. So you can visit the landing page and see and check the repayment terms and interest rate over there. But while you are in school, you just have to take care of the interest only payment. It is only done so that eventually, once you finish your course, you do not have a compounded amount that you have to pay. So if your repayment starts on time, you eventually end up paying less. So we have done that scientifically. And if you want, like you can also do that calculation to analyze that if I do not pay the amount right from the beginning, how much do I have to pay? And if I start paying, how much that would be. It's a detailed answer for your question, but yeah, it's to be straight, it starts from the very beginning. Apply for the scholarship. Tonch, you just need to go to our scholarship landing page. Okay, for each scholarship, the timeline is different, so you would need to check that specifically what the timeline is. All right, and there are certain scholarships which are specific. So, for example, for all the women candidates over here, we have a specific scholarship for you which says Women in STEM, where only you guys can apply. But then there is MBA scholarship, which is open for only MBA students, and engineering students or other students cannot apply for that. So there are a lot of specific terms which you need to go visit the page and study, and then you will know about the terms and conditions. If I start explaining that, Laksh will get just fed up of me, which I do not want. He does have a presentation to give, so I won't. Krishna, I know you shared the link, so I'll check that and maybe I'll message you over chat about this if that works.
Uh, okay, thank you, Utkarsh. So, since you have given such a nice presentation about what is empowers, we would like to proceed with our rest of the presentation, which is traveling along Blacksburg. Uh, so, I would like to give the floor to Husky and see that.
Hi guys, so I am Hasti and currently I'm doing my graduation in masters in architecture, and I'll just go through all the travel requirements and answer the questions after that. So I'll go through three main topics. First is the flight routes, customs and immigration, and surface transportation. So most convenient flight routes. So first we'll be talking about what things we should avoid. Obviously we should avoid multiple international connecting flights. Like it is much easier for you to have one international layover and obviously have short layovers. And if you have an airport change, like there'll be less of a hustle. And major ports of entries in USA that we recommend is the Dulles Airport, that is the Washington DC IAD, the Newark, New Jersey EWR, and John F. Kennedy, that's in New York, JFK Airport. And the nearest airport to Blacksburg is the Roanoke Regional Airport, so it's like 1 hour away from Blacksburg. Uh, so uh, if like check with the country's transit visa policy if you have a layover of more than 12 hours. For example, in Saudi, if your layover is more than 12 hours, check with the airline and also the country's visa policy. And the airline you're traveling in would be the best source of information for this, so please check that. And if you're unable to satisfy the visa requirements, it would be wise to change the layover. Just go for another flight, or just um, check with the country's visa policy. And then we'll go ahead with the connecting flights which are within the USA. So have at least 3 or 4 hours of buffer at the point of entry for your next connection to Blacksburg or Roanoke. And also you have to have the like a 4 hour buffer time for immigration and customs. It might take a lot of time because there are a lot of students traveling, so it might take like two to 3 hours. Also, check in your luggage for the next domestic flight, and you have to go through the security also, and it is a long procedure. Review the baggage policy with your airline for both international as well as domestic travel. So the baggage policy includes, first of all, you need to check with the airline for the luggage policy. The standard weight is around 23 kgs or 50 pounds. Check the dimensions as well, as it is really important because the airlines have become very strict with that. The restricted items also you need to like have a look before boarding, before packing. And there are a lot of student offers that are going on. So like Air India is allowing 3 check-in baggage for students, and also you can have extra weight allow like to your bags. You can just check it out on the airline website. Check out for more such offers that will also help you. So once you're in the flight, they'll give you a custom declaration form that you'll have to fill it um, in the flight, and it is also available once you land. The immigration takes place at the port of entry in the US. It's just your basic information. So, the required documents for customs on immigration is, first of all, your passport, which has the US visa. Carry all your new and old passports. Keep copies of your signed I-20 form. Don't forget to not sign it. The service receipt, the university admission offer letter, the final documentation showing enough financial strength to cover the costs listed in the financial section of your I-20 form, previous university transcripts to show your educational eligibility, address proof of Blacksburg, the lease document, because it is a question that has been asked to me as well, so it's better to carry it. The reliving letter, the experience letter that you have had for the work experience you've had before. Keep the copies of all the original documents. So some of the basic interview questions are like what university you're attending, where are you staying during your time at university, what is your course, how many years is the course for, what is your major. So these are mostly the questions that will cover, like they'll be asking. You don't have to like prepare for it, but you just have to be confident. Don't fumble. Answer the questions in a loud and clear English tone. Your answer should not allow them to second guess you. Do some basic research about the university and the city that you live in, the housing arrangements, and your major as well. Um, So the surface transportation from Washington Airport is like you can travel by bus or by train. Bus you have mega bus, which will so there are like two timings. So one is from the airport that departs at 10:40 a.m. So you can take the flight according to that. It is usually preferred to take the flight like you should have a layover of like 3 to 4 hours. And so arrival for the megabus is going to be the Squire Student Center in Virginia Tech. So it is basically the um, main hub of Virginia. So from there you can access like you'll have transportation like local bus services that you can um, travel from. And then the second will be the megabus from Washington DC Union Station. So this is not the airport, this is like a station, like a train station, which is easily accessible from the DC airport. So you have that bus at 9:45 a.m. which also arrives at the Squire Student Center. So these two buses work every day, and the prices are also like it's really cheap. And our bus is another bus station that's going to depart from the Stadium Armory metro station, and it's going to arrive at the Stadium in Virginia Tech. You should check the website for the services and the price. The train that you can take from DC is the Amtrak train. It departs from the Washington DC Union Station to the Roanoke Station. So from the Roanoke Station, there are two options. Like you can either take a car, rent a car, or there's also a SmartWay bus that will help you like it'll take you to Blacksburg. You should check the website, and it takes around an hour. And also another, the BWI airport. So Amtrak train also departs from the BWI Marshall Airport to the Roanoke station. So please have a look and like book the journey according to your flight. The New Jersey, also like you can take the Amtrak from which departs from the New Jersey, and it also arrives at the Roanoke station. And the JFK New York Airport also has the Amtrak train, which departs from the Penn Station, New York, which also arrives at the New York station. So you have a lot of options. You can choose the flight according to these transportation services, but it is wiser to go to IAD and then travel to Blacksburg. So, so yeah, as I told you, from Roanoke, you can take the SmartWay bus, which drops you off at Squire Student Center. And the Roanoke station also has this bus, so there's no um, problem for you to travel. And also you can have the cabs and Uber services. Um, so the buses, there's another website called ridebt.org. The buses will run at reduced service till August 18, which is tentative. And there is like an intermediate service from 15th to 19th August. Buses run at fall service starting 20th August, which is also tentative. It is important that you plan your travel times accordingly, and average price of these cabs within Blacksburg range between $12 to $20. Have a look at this schedule, which has like you can see the timings. It usually has many like it has flexible timings. So some of the tips for surface transportation includes always reach the place of departure at least 20 minutes early. There would be people of varying cultures accompanying you during the journey, so be mindful of them in terms of language use. Transfer all the important documents such as passport, I-20 in the file folder along with money in your handbag or backpack. So make sure to keep your phone charged and handy all the times. Take extra care not to forget your backpack and phone at random places. So you have to be careful at all times with your documents, because you'll be carrying all the original documents, and make sure your phone and money is safe. Um, so hotel bookings, it is possible that when you land in USA, public transportation is not available that duration of the day. So it would be preferable to spend that day in a nearby airport hotel with a airport shuttle service. So some of the hotel options are the Fairfield Inn and Suites at the Dulles Airport. Then you have the option of Residence Inn, which is near the airport at the Dulles 28th Center. Courtyard Inn by Marriott Dulles Town Center. So check with the hotels if they are providing shuttle services. So you need to like contact the hotel. So these are two forms. So first is a travel buddy form and the travel buddy responses. So you can just scan this QR code and see who all is like traveling with you. So you can like know that person and you can coordinate beforehand, so it's easier for you to travel and you have a companion throughout the journey. So cash or card, so you should always keep handy 10 to 15 $1 bills. Luggage trolleys are chargeable at most US airports, that is around $6 at IAD, and you should have 3 to 4 10, 20 and $50 bills as well. So other cash includes $1,200 to $1,500 for the first few days expense. Forex card with preferably around $1,000 or more loaded, and ensure international transaction is activated on your credit or international Forex card.
Hello. For on-campus jobs, there are many jobs available on campus, and the best way would be to look for them through the student engagement website, or you can also routinely check available positions at Handshake. To do that, you can just filter on-campus jobs, and we'll show you the list for which you'll be applicable. Many Indian students work in the dining services with VT. I myself have worked there this last year, and there's many jobs. That is the highest paying job on campus, with $16 per hour being your starting salary, and it increases per semester. For that, you can check more online and also apply. For even the math department or several other departments have many jobs. It could be grader, tutor, employee in the math emporium. You can work in multiple um, labs as assistants. You can also have a UTA or a GTA. Check your specific college department's website for more information on this and contact professors for the same. You can also work in other places with recreational sports, and some of these jobs could be customer service attendant, field house monitor. There's a hospitality job which is open right now, manager, assistant, supervisor. It starts slow and you go on. Then residence life, if you want to live on campus for after your freshman year, you could also work as an RA. An RA basically also gets free housing for the year that they are an RA, so that could be something you could be interested in. during the summer, if you are in Blacksburg and want to still have a job, you can have jobs in summer conferences, and also VT has jobs for onboarding students during the summer. I think I'm not exactly sure it's what, like, I'm forgetting the term for what it's called, but VT has jobs during the summer as well. And during the semester itself, you're only allowed to work 20 hours a week as an international student. But if you do work during the summer and winter times, you can work as many hours as you want. So that is another good thing. And yeah, for any other information, you can go through these QR codes or also follow us on Insta and join the WhatsApp group.
Thank you, Archie and Husky. So we'll be opening the floor for the questions now. So if you have any questions related to Empire, if Darsh is over here, you can ask anything about Empire as well. If you have any other questions related to travel, then there's on-campus jobs or literally anything else, you can just drop in and just let us know. So yeah. So Gaurav has one question. He asked, what is the luggage limit for SmartBus and Megabus? So I'm not exactly sure for SmartBus, but Megabus is like you can take one suitcase and one hand baggage with you on one ticket. If you have like 2 to 3, then it's preferable that you buy two. Um, yeah. If you have like two packages, like two suitcases, then it's preferable that you buy two. Neil is asking for undergrads, what docs should I carry for staying? I'm staying on campus. For staying on campus, you can say that you're going to be staying in a dorm on campus. Although there is a residence level that you get that you can ask, that you can literally get in a matter of 2 seconds on the Stardust paper. Uh, I'm not sure what the term for that is, but yeah. So if you want to know about that, you can contact the housing department and they can guide you through that. Can we take two 20 kg suitcases in Smartway bus from Gurgaon to Blacksburg? So as such, I don't think so. There's any limit on the Smartway bus. So you can probably. I'm not sure exactly about it. So it's
One more
better you
thing,
check it on the website. Yeah.
as far as I've seen on SmartWay, they don't limit your luggage. And in fact, if you show your Hoki ID, it's free for you. Otherwise, they ask you to pay $4. So if you do have your Hoki ID by then, it would be good to show that.
Yeah. So moving on, can you differentiate the salary ranges, maybe a rough idea between GPA and GRA, joining and all applicable, as the tuition fee is waived given the product job in campus. So regarding GTA and GRA, the tuition fee might get waived. So that's probably depending upon the department and the position that they're giving, and depends upon what they're offering. As for dining, your tuition is not really it won't get paid, but from what I've seen. And
Yeah,
for the salary ranges, yeah.
so basically for GT and GRA, it depends on the number of hours that you get per week. So if you have around 5 hours, half of your tuition fee is going to be waived. So it really depends. So people get around 10 to 12 hours to get it waived. Like you have only $2,000 that you need to pay. So yeah.
Moving on, do UG students need so much cash to be carried? The first initial expenses, if you have a credit card or forex card, you can pretty much go with almost no cash, but just have some cash handy. It's not necessary for you to have that amount, and yeah, it's not necessary for UG if you're a freshman incoming. So yeah, it should be pretty much good to go. Uh, okay. Do UGs, okay, they usually stay on campus. Okay. Krishna, so okay, no. So Utkarsh, just to inform you, Krishna has dropped you an email regarding her query. So yeah.
Cool. I'll take care of that. Thank you, Krishna.
So, any more questions? Uh, Regarding this Air India check-in baggage thing, does it need to be specified by booking or is it an at the counter before boarding? About that, I would recommend you call Air India on that and ask about it with them, what the procedure is. However, I'm not sure if Air India gives it. The example that we used there is just like they do that, some airlines do it. I think Air India has stopped it. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, the best
For all
place, any airline. Yeah.
for all airlines, I would suggest when you're booking it, generally there's an option to book it as a student. And when you book it as a student, it would show in your booking itself that you're allowed that much luggage. And that would be the best way to confirm that I'm allowed that much luggage.
Any other questions related to anything? I'm planning to travel to Boston, port of entry, and stay there for 2 weeks and then move to Blacksburg. Will this have a problem during immigration check-in at Boston? So I have seen many people do that, and I haven't really like I haven't heard of any problems with that. So it shouldn't be a problem as such. Yeah, if anyone makes me add it. Anything else, guys? Hmm. When does the dining services interview happen? So you apply for the position through Handshake. Handshake basically directs you to a Google form or Microsoft form, and you fill out the details over there. And interview usually is there's no as such interview. It's like basically your onboarding process, which will need to happen in person. So that will happen when you come on campus. So they'll ask you for a preferable time that you want to meet them and get the onboarding process done.
Lakshay, you're not audible.
Yeah. When the on-campus job gets started posting. So it's pretty much live as soon as the summer starts for fall, usually. So it's pretty much live right now, so you can start applying right now. This is probably the best time because it's almost early, but not too late, but you didn't get a job. You can try applying now. Uh, from what I've seen, dining, whenever you apply, you do get some positions. So that's the way. So you can visit our link tree on this slide. Just scan the QR code, and there will be a folder called summer resources, summer webinar resources. So there have been separate folders created in that, like summer webinar 1, 2, and 3. You can find the recording and the slides for that, and any other related documents in that. And there are other details as well in our link tree that you can use for housing, maybe for travel, yeah, several other things. Yeah. We'll be arriving at IID 8:40 and the makeup bus is scheduled for 10:40. Is 2 hours sufficient for immigration and customs, or should I book a hotel for the night? Uh, on that, 2 hours, usually it's recommended that 3 hours minimum is required, but at times you may get lucky that you will be before time for the play, before time for mega bus, so you can reach on time. But it's really a gamble at the end of the day because you should at least keep 3 hours gap. So, yeah. Although there's a mega bus that goes to Christiansburg as well, so you can check that option as well if it works for you. So Christiansburg is like a 15 minutes bus ride from Blacksburg. So there's BT Transit, which is free for everyone. So you can visit, check the timings from BT Transit, like and the nearby bus station stop, and plan accordingly. So yeah. I'm in the process of getting a part-time applying. I've received a series of email asking for details such as US address, from bank account details. How should I proceed? They need all that for the 24th August. So, as such for US address, if you're on, so, if you're on campus, then there's an address already allotted to you, that is your dorm address. And if you are living off campus, then you should have a lease signed right now. Uh,
Okay, so for getting your SSN and stuff, I'm sure if your email dining services right now, they should be okay with all your documents. And considering school starting by 24th August, I would assume that you would have at least a few details like your address done by then. So your best bet would be to email them regarding your SSN and bank account details for it to happen later and to have a US address by then, or emailing them would be your best option. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's wise to get the bank appointment done as soon as you get the US address, because as soon as you go, it's going to be like full for around a week and a half. So yeah.
Any other questions? When is the best time to apply for part-time jobs? It depends what kind of jobs you want. So teaching assistant or like lab assistants and stuff, generally those jobs open up in the summer and they go on for fall and spring. So like this is the only time you can get their job. Dining is something that you can apply for all year long. Any other on-campus job, there's also like sometimes they have you can set up an appointment with your bank right now. If you're choosing to go Wells Fargo or Truist, there are also those exact ATMs on campus, so that can be helpful. But as far as I know, you should set up a bank account once you come here.
I'd like to add on that, saying that there's technically no way you can open a bank account right now since you are not a US, if you're not a US citizen, in case. In that case, then you can't open it anyway online. You neither are an alien resident, neither you have an SSI, as you know. So in that case, you anyways can't. You have to go in person to open one. But although you can book an appointment like, while you're in India.
What would we need? Okay. How many hours do we get in dining? You can work as many as you want, considering that the limit is 20 during the semester. And yes, you can get all 20 hours in dining itself. And that is something that many international students do choose to do. Which branch is preferable? So if you are an undergrad coming directly to Blacksburg, it might be easier for you to do Wells Fargo or Truist because those bank branches are in Blacksburg itself. You could also go with I'm pretty sure there are other banks, but those are more local banks. And if you are not coming directly to Blacksburg and going to another city, you can also look at options like Bank of America or Chase or somewhere else. Yeah.
Cons about the US number for bank appointment. Yes, you do require a US number, but it's quite easy to get a US number while you're in India because uh, nowadays like eSIM's a thing. So you can just get a eSIM and get a number. So that's something you can do. And we'll be talking about that in our next webinar, next to next year. So we'll be informing you about that, and you can just get to know all the details at that time. Yeah. What's your take on Clover Valley? Do you guys know anything about it? Anyone? Any of the Clover?
I think, is Clover Valley like a residential area? Let me check. Clover Valley. Yeah, so Clover Valley is again a residential area. I don't know personally about if it's good or not. I have not known anyone who's lived there, so I won't be the best person to answer here. Maybe you can try contacting someone on the ISA group. That I've seen that helps many people connect with other students, and that's the main reason for it. I've applied for dining right now. Yes, once you get your calendar, you can definitely change your dining shifts. You can change your dining shifts throughout the semester the way you want, as long as the shift is available during the time where you want to change it. And that's completely all right. Dining is actually a very flexible job and they work very well with your schedule. If you have an exam during that time, they excuse your shift. And generally, it's a job that is very easy to do and good for an undergraduate student. I don't know the So what to do with your Indian phone number because it's connected to your Indian banks and Aadhaar card? I'm honestly not sure what everyone does. What I did was that I connected my parents' number to my Indian banks and stuff, just in case there is some issue with it. If you plan to continue having the same Indian number, I don't think it would be a very big issue if you have that number connected because you will end up using it eventually during breaks and stuff. But if there's something which you might think can become an issue with your banks, you can connect your parents' number and that would be your best bet.
Or on
Also,
that, yeah.
Also you can connect your email address to your bank account. So like I've done that so that I can get all my OTPs on that if my number is not working.
And what I did was like I have like a yearly plan connected to my account. So like it's available whenever I'm in India, so I can just directly contact anyone. And again, at the end, my number is valid as well. So that's another way you can handle that. Whatever suits you the best. Like, okay. Anything else? Uh, about Boston being the port of entry, usually it's not a problem, although they might ask you questions about where you'll be staying while you're here and stuff like that. You have to be confident about that. And from what I've seen, I've never heard anyone facing any problems as such. But again, it's based on your luck. If basically the port officer is like wanting to question your log or less, it really depends on them. But from what I've heard, it's not really a big problem as well. Anything else?
Also for that, are you having any connecting flights or are you just directly coming to Boston? That might be a factor because many countries provide immigration beforehand. So like you'll be entering the states. Like me, I entered from Abu Dhabi. So my immigration was done at Abu Dhabi, and they didn't ask anything in the States. So that might be a factor, but I've heard like there are strict immigration rules in Boston. So like it's good if you are prepared ahead, like what questions they're gonna ask. Generally, they ask you like, did you pay your tuition, and what are you studying and everything. It's not that intimidating, but it's a good question. Like you should be aware what they're gonna ask during your immigration. So if you have any intermediate entry port, that would be better.
Anything else? Okay, so before I have a question, I'm planning to take the 2 p.m. bus from IIT to Christiansburg. I may arrive at about 8 in the evening. I'm planning to take a cab from Blacksburg. However, I'm worried that I won't be having internet connection. So will cabs be available where you can ask them to talk to you?
I would suggest, I'm not sure where the bus drops you off at Christiansburg, but there's also local Wi-Fi is available at many places. So like the first time I came, I actually connected to the Target Wi-Fi at Christiansburg, and that's how I booked my Uber. You can also check if you reach around 8 p.m. I am sure there's a Blacksburg transit bus around that time, but you might not get there. I don't think there's a place where cabs will just be available for you, and you can ask them to drop you. I would suggest getting an international plan if that is the case. Otherwise, you might get stranded in Christiansburg. I would suggest getting an international plan. That would be your best bet.
Or since eSIMs are thing, get an eSIM while you're in India. Just before a few days you leave, and you can be good at that point as well. I think Mint provides eSIMs. Almost every provider provides eSIMs
Yeah,
for prepaid plans. So either get that before you come or just have an international plan.
you can also check at your airport. So if you're landing at IOD, I'm not sure if there's a place where you can buy SIMs at IOD, but I'm pretty sure almost all airports will have a place where you can buy the SIM card there itself. Other places you can get SIMs is SIM cards in the US. You can get it at Best Buy. That is a place. You can get SIM. So there are specific places for T-Mobile, AT&T, all of them. It's around Blacksburg and Christiansburg. You can get your SIM cards from there as well. For the person who's for Meghraj, if you're landing at around 4:30, and I would assume you would be done by 7. There is one Amtrak. No, actually, that's at 5 p.m. I would suggest staying the night in somewhere in Washington. So there are close by hotels around IAD, and they have like they have shuttle buses to the hotel and back to the airport, and then you can take megabus. I would not suggest traveling that same night. It can get very hassling, and I don't think you would find transport that time. Yeah. Any other questions? Considering there are no other questions, I think we can end this webinar. Thank you so much to everyone for joining, and we hope this was helpful to all of you considering your loans, travel, and anything else. If you have any other questions, you can always ask on the WhatsApp groups, or you can send us an email or a message on Insta. Thanks, and bye-bye.